Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now we're going to get our popcorn and then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car and I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Like, share, subscribe.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you. And I think you'll have to listen. Because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day.
And we won't stop. We will not stop.
Sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so right. It's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart. Doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give. Something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now
See this? You cannot go.
Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give. Something's telling me it's right.
Neighbors and the
When you
community
came to me,
compelled
who
to
are
scour
you?
the area.
It's you, yeah, boy.
Where does the fault lie on you?
Hey family, come on in you guys. We're coming on early. I want you guys to know I've got something to do today. I've got to go make an appointment and today is payday. So I finally get a check after 3 weeks of being broke. So, I got to go spend that. But anyway, yeah, I got to go make an appointment and go get some medication. So I come on early because I wanted to share some things with you guys. In the 10 minutes, we're just going to chit chat about some things going on. But we are talking about the Naziah Harris case. I want to thank everybody for coming in. I want to give a shout out to Freddie Johnson being first, Lisa Taylor second, Miss Dee Dee coming in third, Lisa Taylor's in the building, Phyllis D. Hart. Phyllis, my Cash App is not set up, so no, I hadn't received anything because remember my card got compromised. Well, that Cash App was on that card and I had to cancel that whole card and I haven't put the new card on. So just gonna have to give me some time, but go in there and revamp, get your money back or whatever. But Miss Phyllis D. Hart was trying to send a Cash App, and that's why I haven't received it. I was like, why everybody keeps saying, have you received the Cash App? Do not send no Cash Apps because I can't receive it right now. Yeah. So that's how that go. I want to say good morning to Woke the God. Hey, I was going to call you this morning, but I'm trying to get in here because I got to go. I hadn't had no money for 3 weeks. I got to go pay people off. They're like, hey, you said you was going to pay us. Well, I had to quit this job, jump on this job, and you got to put 3 weeks in before you get paid. So now these people can get some kind of relief for some money. Miss Dee Dee is in the building. Sanja is in the building. And C6 Banks is in the building. Hey, you guys, how you guys doing? Thank you guys for coming in. If you're in the building and you're in the bushes or something and you ain't subscribed to the channel, please join the channel. We come on. We're digging deep into this case. I told you guys we were gonna dig deep, so you're starting to see us come on pretty much every day. If not, we might miss a day here and there, but we're pulling out all the information that we need to make an educated decision on who's what and where's what. Hey, Monique Hall, I see you in the building, and thank you guys for showing up. And we are, trying to get, and I think we're doing a really good job, to be honest with you. I think we're doing a really good job. I told you guys this is not my first rodeo, so I do know what I'm doing when I've got time to put back into the channel. You just got to be consistent. We do have good content. We do come in. We do got a good family and everything. But right now, I've got a lot of time. I'm trying not. My second job is wanting me to commit. So I do have to go in there, and they're mad because they're like, you ain't worked with us in 90 days, and we're going to take you off the schedule. So I got to go put in some time over there or something and tell them, hey, don't do that. You don't want all your eggs in one basket, because when one job is acting a fool or whatever, you can go do something else and make it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be smarter than the people that you're working with. So, and don't ever let somebody put you in a bad situation where you can't take care of your the things that you're supposed to, your responsibilities. So first of all, I want to let you guys know a couple of things that we was talking about before the 10 minutes is up. We got 3 more minutes, so let me tell you, I did look into the Young Thug case. The judge already ruled on that. She denied their motion to revoke Young Thug's his probation, because you guys know he's on thin ice. They gave him a really bad deal for him. I mean, he took it. He said he wanted out. His kids needed him. He wanted to go home. He pleaded, no contest pretty much on a lot of stuff, but on the RICO, he was like, no. Anyway, they were saying that Young Thug put out a tweet, and I guess he did put out a tweet. He just retweeted a picture somebody else retweeted, and it was on that Marissa young lady that was the head not DA, but the head detective that took in all this information, and he just said she's the biggest liar. They said it was a threat because other people was like, I'm coming to get you, I'm coming to get your family, and all this other stuff. So they filed a motion saying, look here, we're going to revoke your probation. And do you know his attorney, Brian Steele, said, no way, Jose, he didn't revoke anything. He didn't do nothing. He just tweeted, and he didn't say nothing that was threatful, because she said she's got to move, her family's got to move, everybody's got to move, because he said she was a big liar, and she is, I mean, if she is, she is, Thank you, Phyllis D. Hart, for the super chat. Thank you. Let me give you a shout out real quick. You guys, that's going to boost our 10 minutes up to 12. So, but I got to give my girl a thank you, because, she did that thing. Thank you, Phyllis D. Hart. Okay, so anyway, if you guys are still following the Young Thug case that we did, I want you to know that, Brian Steele is still the lawyer to get when you're down there in Alabama, because he is for his clients. I can say one thing about that attorney. He is a go-getter. Now, not only that, it is 10 minutes. I just want to share one other thing because we're still in that 10 minutes, you guys. It's 10 minutes and 9 seconds. I want to share and let you guys know. You guys remember Kayla? Kayla married Shannon. We're not talking about Shannon Harris. We're talking about Shannon B. We're talking about Shannon that's in the Young Thug case. Kayla, the attorney that travels from Texas to Alabama, she married Shannon, one of the defendants, right? Okay, not only she married him, guess what? She's pregnant and she's trying to do a reveal live. So you guys, if you're following Kayla Bumpkiss, she's an attorney too. She helped Little Woody, whatever you want to call him. She helped him. She helped a lot of. She the one that blew that case out the water when they tried to do an ex parte. When we didn't know what an ex parte was, we said an ex parte. We didn't get invited. She said nobody got invited. She was the only one got invited, and they were talking to the defendant without anybody else and not any other defendants. Attorneys there, and that is a no-no, and that shook the whole world up. They was like, what's going on? And yes, she's married with children, and she's gonna have another children. So I don't know if she's gonna have a boy and a girl, but they're doing the darn thing over there. You guys, I want to share on the Naziah Harris case before you guys get out running around doing what you need to do. This is some vital information that I want to share with you guys. I want you guys to know every little detailed thing that is important, and this is important. I did download it, but I didn't upload it. You got to download it, upload it, transfer it, and then put it into this and then put it into that or whatever. But I do got it, and I am going to share it with you guys. And they're letting me use this app for free for a whole week. So if you guys see me come on here all week long, 2 or 3 times, smiling and grinning, that's because I haven't accessed, what is it called? What's this app called? Oh, Lord. What is it? What is it? The little duck in the corner. Anyway, they're saying, hey, you haven't rescribed, because remember my card got compromised, so everything that I was paying for on that card, I tell you guys, it does cost me money to come on here and give you good content. But when you see the little duck in the corner, that means our funds are low. You know what I'm saying? Not Twitter, Miss Dee. The little duck right there. What app we're on to come on? See, I don't usually we kind of just go live. We go live, but I like using this little app here because we know how to work it. This is the only one that I really love. It do cost $44 a month, and then you gotta do extracts when you're doing videos. That costs money, and then cable costs money. So when you guys say, well, we didn't make no money, no, we didn't, because I've been paying for a whole bunch of stuff. Anyway, you guys, let's get into the content today. I wanted you guys to know that King in the Naziah Harris case states some truth in his statement. Now, he did come on StreamYard. Thank you. See? Nine-Rita said StreamYard. Okay, she done came out the bushes and said, I'm going to tell you what it is. It's StreamYard. That's right. Because, see, we normally don't even try to, we just pay them so the duck can go away. But, once like I said, I haven't got paid for 3 weeks. So we were doing what we got to do. But they going to give us a little tour for a whole week, so we're gonna take it. Thank you guys. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you for sharing. Anyway, you guys, if you're not a part of the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you can get a notification, and so when we come on, because we're just gonna come on whenever we need to come on. We still gonna try to do our 3, p.m. Central Time, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but we are gonna come on whenever we come on. Okay, SP, my card got compromised yesterday. I didn't know until I tried to purchase a super chat, and that's why I had to get off live and handle my business. Girl, ain't that something? Let me tell you something about your cards. If you don't know, you guys, especially when you go to these restaurants, I'm just gonna tell you, don't let them take your card in the back and you don't see your card and they holding on your card. You tell them, look here, give me my card. What are you doing? You don't just keep my card and then go make a milkshake. Give me my card. Got my card laying around. I don't know what you doing. I don't know what you just charged on my card. And not only that, if they write down your numbers and then go in the back and write down your code and all this other stuff, you can hang it up. They finna go charge some stuff on the internet in your name, and you know when you see that notification saying there's some purchases right now, you better hurry up and call the bank and let them know that is not you, because they charged up some stuff on my thing, and they will give you your money back if you act quickly. But if you let them charge up $700, $800, $900, you just letting stuff happen. You need to start checking that stuff. And if you don't got it set up on your phone to know what transactions is going on, call the bank, sit down with them, tell them you want to know every time when there's a transaction going on your card. Because that way you know when $5 is missing, $10 is missing. That stuff add up, because what they do, they first charge something like a $2, $3, $1 charge. And once they see that it's active and it is working, then they will work your card. Okay? So let's get into this content, you guys. Let's go. So let me upload this video, and it's going to show you that Naziah Harris did have a phone. And I don't know why they did not go tracking her phone. Because remember, the family was like, she ain't got no phone. She used her phone to take that picture and da-da-da-da-da and all this stuff. No, Naziah did have a phone. She did have a phone. She didn't have to use... remember, she had asked Jarvis, she said in a text message, I need another phone. And I was like, what she mean? When she said, I need another phone, that means she already had a phone. Her mother had got her a phone in September of 2022. And even though that the phone is not active, she could still use text now and text somebody. So remember, I was saying, why was she not answering the phone? Why is she not answering the phone? Like when he called, remember we just talked about this last night, and it was taking me for a ride. Like, is Shannon got to be making these text messages to her? Because why is she not answering? So the answer to that is she's on a phone that is not activated. But if you download the app Text Now, you can still text everybody just like your phone was working. So that's when she wasn't on Shannon's phone. So that's why that was taking place, you guys. Like I said, we get into it and we ask them questions, and we like, well, Shannon must have been doing all those texts, because it's like 40 times, and I counted them. I said it's like 40 times. She got this boy all hyped up and everything, and he wants to talk to her, and she not answering. Why? Because she does have a phone, but the phone that she was on before she came up missing, you guys gonna know the phone was activated. And you know, when you go buy a phone, you get it activated right then. So she did have a phone while she was in school. She probably couldn't use the phone in school, because they do have rules, no phones out while you're in school. So she probably was using the school computer or whatever. But she had a phone to contact him. And by the way, where is this phone at? Everybody finding, onesies and shoes, and outgrown shoes and onesies and hoodies. Where is this phone at? Because she had a phone. Okay, you guys, let me share with you guys what we got. Let's go to the first video, and it will be the short video with the detective letting you know she had a phone.
Harris 955.
And are you familiar with the Kenyatta Harris?
Yes.
And how is it that you're familiar with her?
That is Naziah's biological mother.
And is there, on the next page, is there a phone number that is associated with that account? It might be on the subscriber information too.
Yes.
And what's that phone number?
It's 313-379-5882.
And what is the period of usage for which the subscriber Kenyatta Harris had that phone number?
The phone ownership is from September 24, 2022 through November 8, 2022.
Now, you guys, I want you to know that phone was Naziah's mother's phone. But remember, Naziah's grandmother said that Naziah's mother gave her a phone. And so, remember, that is the same day as somebody's birthday party. So, maybe, and I think that's Vara's birthday. So the biological mother on September the 26th, the 24th, in 2022 was probably there at that birthday party in 22. But she gave Naziah a phone. Now the phone was only on from September, October, November, 3 months. When you pay for a phone, you get time that you can talk on the phone. And then not only that, they actually gives you another month, if you call in and tell them, hey, look here, I want to make a half payment or something. Or maybe it was paid for 3 months. Or maybe she got one of those deals where the 3 months were for free. But it was Kenyatta, the biological mother's phone, that Naziah was using. So evidently, Kenyatta gave the phone to Naziah on that particular day, on her brother's birthday that year. So this is one of the phones that she was also using.
And for the subscriber information in People's 16, can you tell me who is the subscriber there?
The subscriber here, the username is Naziah Harris 74.
And is there a phone number associated with that?
Yes.
What is that phone number?
231-743-3137.
Okay. And is there a phone ownership date period for that?
Yes.
What's that date period?
January 1st, 2024 to February 6th, 2024.
Oh my God. I know y'all heard what I heard. I know y'all heard what I heard. Did you guys? I need you to put in the chat what you just heard. The phone is this phone is in Naziah's name, and it says January the 1st, New Year's. Remember, she was asking Jarvis, I need another phone. I need another phone. And Next thing you know, January the 1st, 2024, the same year Naziah came up missing. Actually, 8 days before Naziah came up missing, she had a new phone. Didn't I tell you guys? She had a phone. Everybody was like, no, SP, she didn't have a phone because she was using a phone at school. And I said, this girl had a phone. She had a phone because when she got off that bus, she called Jarvis and said, I'm here. And he turned that car around with King in it and was like, let me go pick her up. Okay? I'm just telling y'all the truth. Y'all think, see, when you a mother, I'm going to tell you guys something. And those of you that's part of the family know, I adopted a little girl, and she is my niece, but I adopted her because at the same age as Naziah, 2 years old, she came in my home and filled this house into a family in a home, and I love her very much. There was trouble. This little girl is just like the girl I adopted. And you guys, you know, if anything would have happened to my baby, the grandmother, the way she acting, I can't understand it. The way Shannon acting, okay, this is Shannon's mama. So I seen how my children acted around the girl that I adopted, which I love very much, but I didn't treat no differently. But, you know, we didn't have all this chaos in our life too. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so there's a phone. You guys heard. It's even in her name. You guys want to hear it again? Let's hear it again.
I can't hear you with your back turned.
Okay. So is there a subscriber as it relates to that?
Yes.
Who is that?
The username on here is Kenyatta Harris 955.
And are you familiar with the Kenyatta Harris?
Yes.
And how is it that you're familiar with her?
That is Naziah's biological mother.
And is there, on the next page, is there a phone number that is associated with that account? It might be on the subscriber information too.
Yes.
And what's that phone number?
It's 313-379-5882.
And what is the period of usage for which the subscriber Kenyatta Harris had that phone number?
The phone ownership is from September 24, 2022 through November 8, 2022.
And for the subscriber information in People's 16, can you tell me who is the subscriber there?
The subscriber here, the username is Naziah Harris 74.
And is there a phone number associated with that?
Yes.
What is that phone number?
231-743-3137.
Okay. And is there a phone ownership date period for that?
Yes.
What's that date period?
January 1st, 2024 to February 6th, 2024.
Okay. And if you know anything, here's the other thing. She asked for another phone. Yes, she did. Can you ping a phone, or do phones need charging? Well, you can ping a phone as long as the phone, because even if the phone, you cannot make phone calls on the phone, you can actually call 911 on a phone, you know. So As long as the phone is not dead and the phone is on, you can ping that phone. Remember I told you when my son had ran away at a very young age and went out of town? He wasn't playing on the phone, but his phone was on, and they pinged his phone, and they went and picked him up real quick. I was like, yes, sir. Maybe sometimes there is a good thing to let a child have a phone or an iWatch or whatever, because you see what I'm saying, you guys? Give that child that iWatch, because when you can't find your kid, they can find your child for you. So she had a phone. And I've got another video which will corroborate what this detective just said about this phone. You guys, she had a phone. And not only that, let me say this. Did you guys not hear the day that the phone was cut off? Come on. I hate to have to come on here and tell you guys every detail that nobody else is picking up. She said January the 1st to February the 6th. Now, why is that so significant? Because Jarvis turned himself in February the 7th. Why would he turn that phone off January the 6th? He would be the only one that can turn that phone off. He's the only one that can turn it off. You know what? Because it's in his... it's her phone, but who's paying the bill? Or who's not paying the bill? Why January the 1st to February the 6th? Tina says, did John know that a victim is coming out and she is speaking? I don't know what you're talking about, Tina. I don't know who's John. Who's John? Lisa Taylor. She's saying, yes. I told you guys, like when we dig, we dig for the information that we need to know, to understand what's going on, what's not being said, what's being said, and what to see. Yes, Tina, what's going on?
Okay, so I'm trying to work and trying to type. So did y'all know?
Oh, did we know?
Do y'all know that a victim is coming out and she is speaking? Yes, girl, let me tell you. Okay, so it was 20 years ago. Okay, now I can't tell her story, but I'm going to, share a little bit about the story. So did y'all know that Jarvis and her met on a dating app? Okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, so she was 8. She just turned 18 at the time. Okay?
Okay.
So anyway, Jarvis liked her profile. He thought that she had a baby. All right. So let me cook. Okay. So anyway, Jarvis came and picked her up. Right.
Okay.
At her house. Now see why they was entertaining Jarvis. They was taking pictures of his truck and his license plate, tags, and everything. Okay.
Okay.
So Mama and Daddy gave her this phone. All right. Mama said, "Don't tell that man that you got a phone." Okay.
Okay.
So anyway, Jarvis had a driver to drive him to this house. Now this house had the only thing that it had was the lock, and Jarvis had the key to it. Okay. When she got in there, excuse me, SP, I got the cuss because this is what she said. Okay.
Come on.
Jarvis said, "Clean up, my motherfucking house." That's what he said. He locked the door. And, because she thought he was joking, haha, He said, no, bitch, clean up my house. All right?
Okay.
So let me backtrack a little bit, okay?
What the heck are you talking about, Tina?
Look, I can't, okay, can I give you, can you mute
No. Keep going. Just keep going.
Okay, so anyway, let me backtrack just a little bit, okay? Before they get to this house that Jarvis told her to, clean up, right? So he took her to a car shop, y'all, and told her that this is the block that she will be working on. You heard what I said.
Yeah.
Then he took her to the house.
Okay.
So anyway, she heard in the vents of people talking. Okay. So she said that Jarvis told her to cook him some chicken and some French fries. And she said that this man is so picky that he had to have the skin on the French fries, y'all. And then she said that she was looking for a refrigerator. This chicken was in a bucket and some ice. I'm not joking.
Okay. Keep going.
Okay, so anyway, he had a gun, pew pew, okay?
Uh-huh.
Alright, so anyway, he raped her, alright?
Okay.
It was multiple times.
Okay.
So anyway, she...
Was she in a basement or something?
No, she was in a house.
She was in a house, and she heard through the vents people talking, and he told her to clean his house and cook him some chicken and fries.
Right.
Okay. Keep going.
Alright.
Keep going.
So anyway, looking here. So anyway, when he left, she thought, oh snap, the phone, because she forgot about the phone, right?
Yeah.
So she hurried up, she put the battery in there, and she called her mama.
Uh-huh.
She was like, Mom,
Uh-huh.
I'm in trouble, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, she handed the phone to Jarvis, and she was like, now this is Mama talking. Well, the baby, remember...
What are you talking about? She handed the phone to Jarvis. I thought Jarvis was gone.
No. Jarvis came back.
Oh, Jarvis. Okay, come on.
So anyway, when Jarvis came back, she handed the phone to Jarvis.
Okay.
And the mama told Jarvis that there's something wrong with the baby. Remember I was telling you about a baby, in the beginning, right?
Uh-huh.
So anyway, Jarvis took her to the bus station. Okay. And so anyway, she sat down and she just peed on herself because she was that afraid of Jarvis.
So he took her to the bus station, to send her home?
Uh-huh.
What do you mean the bus station? Is it the city bus where it's in the city to send her home?
Now see, I forgot so I guess she's in another part of Detroit.
Okay.
So, I don't remember where she said she was, but anyway, Jarvis came all the way up there and got her. But anyway, put her on the bus, and he told her before she left, you're coming back to me. SP, she said she was so scared. So anyway, he had a gun on her,
Uh-huh.
at the bus station.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, everybody knows that you gotta show your ID when you getting a bus ticket. Okay.
Okay.
He got her bus ticket. He got her bus ticket, but he took her ID.
But he took her ID.
Right. So anyway, she went back home, and she left the state. She moved away.
Right.
She moved away. And so anyway, she said I didn't even know about Naziah Harris. She said I never knew her name. She said, and the lady, she was like, well, why you want to come out and speak now? She said, because that baby needs to be found.
Oh, so somebody found out about, told her, she found out about the case and was like, hey, this happened to me too.
Yes, yes.
But this is what happened in my situation.
Right, right.
And so now she's coming out saying, look, he did this to me. They met on a dating app.
Yes.
And he took me to this house and said, clean my effing floor.
Yes.
And then he SA'd her.
Yes.
And she remembered she had a phone. Yes. And she called her mom.
Yes.
And so they got pictures of him with what?
Yes.
So he picked her up at in another state and brought her to where he was at?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And remember I was saying about something about a pink shop?
A what?
It was a pink shop. It was another car shop, y'all.
Well,
it was another car shop.
Remember, he had worked at Frank's before, and Frank got 7 shops.
Okay, well, it was one of them.
So that's probably why in the preliminary they are showing these other shops. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. It probably wasn't when he had this one, because this one is a newer one. This was the latest shop.
But
that
this happened 20 years ago, y'all.
20 years ago. Hold on now.
Yes.
Hold
this
on.
happened 20 years ago.
Hold on. 20 years ago.
Yes.
Oh.
But the house is not there no more. They bulldozed that house. And guess whose house it was? That was Granny house. That was Jarvis's granny house, y'all.
Jarvis's granny's house?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Lord, where's Woke to God at? Because I need her to hear this.
Well, Woke to God is in the building.
Oh, snap a root.
Yeah,
okay.
she hearing it. She hearing it.
Okay, so you hearing what I'm telling you, Woke to God. So, looky here.
So we hearing it.
I got up at this morning at 4:30 in the morning because, like I told you, SB, this baby is not letting me rest.
She not letting me rest either.
She's not letting me rest.
I actually got on the internet today, and you know how they give you pictures back in the years of things to remember, right?
Right.
And it was a picture of my baby, the adopted daughter, right?
Right, right.
And she got her head tilted just like Naziah on her picture. And for a minute, I thought it was Naziah. I was like, what the heck? And I was like, no, that's my baby. When she was a little bit younger, but you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They look the same. I said to myself, oh my God. I mean, I'm going to have to show y'all this picture if I could. Y'all would say, yeah, SP, I see why you are tripping, because Naziah came and lived with her grandmother when she was 2. And I mean, this is my my adopted daughter when she was like 12. She was 12. And man, she looked like Naziah so much. Like, I'm going to have to call her. But anyway, thank you for sharing that with us.
You're welcome. Now, if Woke to God can find this young lady, I don't know her name. The only thing that I know is she was telling her story. And child, it was so much to remember. And so much. I said, okay, I'm gonna share this with the family. and I'm going to do my best to replay it, re-go over it, you know. And I'm like, okay, I can remember that, and I can remember this, and because when I get into the story, I'm just all in. I be forgetting, you know.
Right.
So I was like, okay, so she's telling her story. Okay, keep on trucking.
Okay.
So, y'all, this is a lot. This is a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and I had to share that. I mean, I had to share that. You know, I couldn't let this go.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right.
All right, I'm going to go back in the chat and do what I need to do best.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Love you.
Love you.
All right.
All right. She said, I'm going to look for it. You guys, okay. Let me share with you the other. That is some good information. We're going to have a conversation in a minute. That is, see, when we get stuff like that, we're digging, and we're trying to figure this out. This is the other information that collaborate. Oh my goodness. Hey, this is SP.
Hey, SP, this is Chris.
Hey, what's going on?
So, I got real news too.
You what?
I got real news too.
What's that?
So, one of my cousins works at the correctional facility, not a correctional facility, a county facility that they're holding Jarvis at.
Okay.
He pleading. They said he was crying, begging not to go to general population.
Oh, he's crying not to go to general population.
Yep.
Well, he's gonna get what he deserves.
Yeah, but he's scared.
Yeah, he's supposed to be scared. He done put it like.
All my family last night, and I didn't know that one of my second cousins, one of my first cousin's son, which would make him my second cousin, works at that facility.
Yeah.
And I was saying that, you know, I'm covering that case with one of my friends is covering that case, and that we'd be on there talking about the case, and he was like, oh, well, he's a B, but he said the word, and I said, why you say that? And he was like, because he thought that he was going to get sent to general population, and he was begging, crying and begging to not be sent there.
Isn't it true that once they ask for protective custody, they give them protective custody, especially if they're pedophiles? Because they got to make sure that this man is going to be alive when court time comes.
They do normally give them protective custody.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of ill will in Detroit about Naziah.
Mm-hmm.
And so every time, apparently, initially, once they charged him with the little girl's death, different shifts were transferring him back to GP.
Right.
And then he would have to put in a request all over again.
Right.
And apparently he was begging and pleading that he didn't want to go to general population because of what he thinks.
Right.
Or what he knows that they're going to do to him because he molested that little girl.
Yeah.
And now other kids are coming out. And so, you know.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be more people. There's gonna be more people showing up. This is not his first rodeo.
When they came out with the thing about his daughter, about him molesting his daughter, they switched him again. Switched him back again to DP.
Yeah. Okay.
So I just wanted to let you know that.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, you guys are hearing what's going on in the jail. They are switching him around. He's crying. He crying and pleading the way that he treated these young ladies. And you guys, it's starting to happen. And I wanted to share with you guys, I know that his court date is October the 4th or somewhere around there, but that is not the only court date the next time that he shows up. That's the court date on Naziah that he's showing up. But he has actually court dates that he's going to appear a little bit before October the 4th also. So we need to be on that, looking when he's going to court and what's happening when he goes to court and what are those court dates about. Now, we do know that the next appearance is October the 4th to the 6th. And I think it's the 6th. But anyway, nevertheless, whatever day it is, October the 4th or the 6th, they will be picking a juror, but he's going to have other court dates. Here is the second video that, like I said, that corroborates that Naziah had a phone. Let me grab that for you guys real quick. Because we are digging, so we got to get it on.
8:30. I don't know who opened the shower. I can't really recall which one of us opened it, but Jarvis may have been there already. A few cars came in, then the Jaguar probably got there maybe around 9 o'clock. I assessed the Jaguar. Jarvis left for a moment. I had another mechanic. Being it's a foreign car, so I had a foreign car mechanic on call to help with the work, but he was busy, so he came.
When you go and get parts, is it usually just one of you, both of you, or something else?
That depended. If it's a car there, then one of us will stay. If it's not a car there, we go together sometimes.
Okay. And on January 9th of 2024, did you guys, did one of you guys go to the auto parts store, or did you both go?
We both went.
Both went? Okay. Tell me what happens when you go to the auto parts store.
Before that, I called them. They ordered the water pump, so we went and picked it up when they called and said it was in. We got in the truck, went to AutoZone, got the water pump. On our way back from AutoZone, I believe we forgot something, so we ended up turning back around, going back to AutoZone, grabbed whatever we forgot, came back, and on our way back.
Hold on, you guys. This is where King is lying, because I really don't believe that they went to AutoZone. And I mean, they did go to AutoZone because there's a ticket with a receipt saying that they picked up this water pump. But going back and forth to AutoZone while you're in the middle of traffic going, oh man, I forgot we need a hose or we need that bolt or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe they went back to AutoZone. I believe they got the phone call at this time saying, hey, I'm off the bus and I'm walking and I'm waiting and I will be on Harper Street walking towards your shop.
Back. He was coming down Harper. Jarvis said, I see my niece right there. She walking. We pulled into Angel's liquor store. I still didn't see her. He pointed across my face, said she right there. She was coming across the street at that time. She got in the truck with us. She spoke, hi King, hi Jay, and we proceeded back to the shop.
Okay. So, when you guys are driving to these auto parts stores, who's driving?
Jarvis,
Okay, and where are you at?
passenger seat.
Okay. And you said when you guys are heading back to the shop the second time, that's when you said Jarvis spots someone?
Yes,
Who does he say that he spots?
his niece.
His niece, okay. And do you recognize his niece?
Yes, when I see her, when he pointed her out to me, yes, I recognize her walking across the street.
Okay. And so you guys pull over. Where does she get into the car at?
I believe she getting the behind me, so the back seat behind me.
Okay. Does Jarvis say anything to her?
Yeah, she speaks to both of us, and we speak back.
Okay. What does he say to her?
Hi.
Hi. And where do you guys go after you pick up his niece?
Back to the shop.
Okay, and that's at 9,000 Connor?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you guys do when you get back to 9,000 Connor?
He back in. We get out. We proceeded working on the Jaguar. I may have got out the car first with the parts, and he was in the car with her for a second. I got out, started working on the Jaguar.
And what happens next? What do you guys do?
I believe she get out, get into the front seat, reposition herself to the front seat of his truck. It was colder that day. I believe she started the truck. We started working on the Jaguar, putting the parts back on. It took a little minute. Like I said, it was a difficult job, so it took a while. At some point, I believe his truck ran out of gas, so we had to stop what we were doing to push his truck to the gas pump so he could get some gas.
So you said that she gets out of the car that...
You guys, I want to ask this one question. Why King never mentioned Jarvis's sister being at the shop? He never mentioned... Now, Jarvis's sister not only said, but her ping hit at 4 o'clock to 6:30. Why King never, ever mentioned Jarvis's sister? He did mention that the car ran out of gas and they had to push the car to the gas station. And see, at the beginning of this, we did not know the gas station was just right next door. Because I was like, who would push this Escalade to the filling station? I would not do it. But then we did not know the filling station was right next door. But okay, that can and do make sense because you're not really pushing nowhere. But I mean, why would you just not have a gas can, go put $5 in the gas can and put the gas in the truck? Why push the whole truck to, right next door? Well, that's because it's just right there. Well, okay, let's keep going.
You guys were in?
Yes.
Okay, and then she gets into Jarvis's truck.
No. We was always in Jarvis' truck.
Okay.
So she gets out the back seat and repositions herself to the front seat so she can start the cover.
And tell me, what kind of car, or what kind of truck does Jarvis drive?
Escalade.
Okay, and what color?
It's pearl white.
Okay. What, if you can see, what is his niece doing while you guys are working on the shop, that shop?
I believe she's on her cell phone, I believe.
Bingo! Did you guys hear him say, I believe she was on her cell phone? I believe she was on her cell phone. Let's rewind that real quick because I want you guys, this is the second, she was on her cell phone. Let's rewind it just a little bit.
You needs doing while you guys are working on that job?
I believe she's on her cell phone, I believe.
Boy, I tell you guys. So, she was on her cell phone. I'm telling you, it is all unraveling. Sanja said, I heard him, gaps in his story. He knows. Yeah. She said, I'm not pushing nothing. I'm going to tell you guys something. I read, when you guys send comments down in the comment section, I read your comments. Sometimes I reply to some comments. Some people be like, oh, get to it. Well, you get to it. You get to it. We're doing the best we can by putting out facts and digging and just really going in trying to figure out what happened. Almighty Stream says she had to have a cell phone to communicate with Jarvis prior to meeting up with him. Yeah, she was, everybody was saying she communicated on this tablet. But first of all, she had a phone. You guys, that's what I wanted you guys to know. She had a phone in her name January the 1st, 2024. When she asked Jarvis she needed another phone, guess what? Jarvis got her a phone. Whether her family knew or they got her a phone, who got her a phone, but she had a phone and it was in her name and it was activated. It was activated all the way to February the 6th. Jarvis went to jail February the 7th. You guys, we're just digging into the facts, and like Tina said, there's more information. We're gonna get that information. We're gonna dig into that information and find out what Tina is talking about, because that's what our mods over here do. We get that information, we share it, and then we try to figure out what is true, what is not true. Some people get mad at me, say, you ain't got a problem with Shannon, then I'm gonna dislike your video. Honey, you can dislike whatever you like, okay? I said I don't have a problem with Shannon because I have not seen anything other than what Shannon done did. Shannon done brought this man into the whole family. Yeah, I dislike what she did. Yeah, knowing that he was a pedophile, I dislike she made a bad decision, being thirsty, wanting a man, then had all these kids by him, and then you still couldn't tell Shannon nothing. But that doesn't, I don't know Shannon. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she's lying. I don't know if she got something to do with this. I don't know that. So for me to sit here and say I dislike a person, they got to have done something that I know. I know that she brought this man into the house. I dislike that. And I dislike that. Oh, I'm going to tell you something about women. You can't tell them nothing. You can't. They going to do what they going to do. They going to be sitting there going, I got a man and you ain't got one. And nee. And while the whole time the man doing the daughter, doing the grandma, doing moms, doing the dog, the cat, the spoon, the bowl, the sheets, the socks, and everything. Can't tell a woman nothing. And that ain't just one woman. Period. Especially when it comes to a man. I seen it for myself. Yeah, I got a girlfriend. Her boyfriend tried to SA me. We fought and fought and fought. My best friend for years. We went to kindergarten together, all the way out of high school and everything. We did like 20 years together. This man came around and tried to SA me. I told her about it. That was the end of our relationship. That was the end. Do I hate my girlfriend? And then come to find out, he ended up SAing her aunt. She didn't say, I'm sorry that I didn't believe you, SP. She didn't say nothing. She just told me about the situation, and I felt sad for her because she believed this man over her family, over her best friend for 20 years. 20 years. Because I hadn't had a baby by then. And, about 20 years. Kindergarten. And I'm telling you. Say less says, can't nobody tell me nothing I don't already know about my man. Now, sometimes, even when I'm talking to the young lady named Nay, okay? You telling her what this man done did and everything, she can't believe it. You see what I'm saying? She was like, but he gave me attention when nobody else. I can't see him taking Naziah out. Well, what do a monster look like? She's like, I can't believe it. She was like, and I'm like, well, she's like, I'm hurt. You hurt? Girl, you better be glad you is not the victim right now. And people in your family is not, exposed to this monster. That's what you better be happy about. You sitting there crying about the wrong thing. Crying about the wrong thing. She say less said, that's how most women feel. I'm just saying. Yeah, you can't tell them nothing. Because they already know. They don't want you to say anything. When that's just a thing that I believe it's just not really in black families. But black families do know, because I came from a black family, that one thing that we were taught when we were younger is what goes in my house stays in my house. Don't you go telling my business. That's what Big Mama would always say. That's what my mama would always say. You better not go to school telling them you ain't got no food, or you ain't got no socks, or you ain't got no coat, or daddy just beat up mama, or such and such ran away with the spoon. You better not go telling people that. You gonna get yourself in a world of trouble. You gonna get a whooping. You definitely gonna get that whooping. That's the rule. You don't tell that stuff. And the sad thing, and I'm gonna say this, but it's true, and I know you guys gonna get mad at me, but it is the truth. We sit back and we down this new generation of children that's growing up. We down them. We be like, we don't know what they doing. This world is going to hell in a handbasket. We down on them. But you know what? You got to look back at the adults. You guys allowed this to happen. You couldn't tell you nothing. Couldn't tell us. Women. And I say us women. You 60. You got to be 65 down to 40. What did you put into the younger generation to make it better? Did you sit back and be like, that's okay, baby. Go ahead and wear them leggings, baby. It's okay. Show your coochie, baby. Go ahead. They just mad because they ain't got a body like you. Go ahead and put on that bra and go to school. And I'm going to go to school and raise Cain because you can wear what you want to wear. Go ahead, baby. Dance like that and shake that booty. Everybody know that the men like booty. So you go ahead and get you some booty because that's what these kids is only a product of what we, the older generation, allowed it to become. And we're going to have to take all of that credit because, not all of it, but we got to take some of it because we did not put our feet down like our grandma did and tell them to go sit down somewhere. And the ones that did, thank you very much. I don't care if my child get mad at me. Go take that off. Now, we know how manipulating little girls are. You can tell them to take it off, and they will. They'll take it off, go put it in the backpack, put it in the purse, walk out the door, go down the street, put it back on, go to the bathroom, put it back on, because that's what I did. My mama wouldn't let me wear skirts that was above my knee. I made a skirt out of something. I made a white skirt. Oh man, it showed everything, but it made me look like I had a little caboose back there. And I sewed it by hand and made this skirt. It was just right below my butt cheeks. And every time I left the house, I would leave the house, go down to the filling station, or go to my girlfriend's house, put this skirt on, and I would be out all day in this skirt. When it was time to go back home, I would go take the skirt off, put back on my jeans, and walk back in the house. That's just being a child. We want to look attractive. Did it attract a lot of people? Oh, but it did. They be like, look at you, SB. Look at you. I'm like, yeah. All right. And I don't know. It wasn't that I was trying to attract pedophiles at that particular time in my life, but I wanted to look like all the other little girls. I don't want to have to cover myself up and have to wear jeans all the time, So, like I said, when the world got loose and started letting our little girls just wear what they want to wear, I'm not saying it's her fault, but TikTok and all of this stuff and dancing and, spreading your legs out every 5 minutes, whopping around. They made that stuff look glamorous to our little girls. And we allowed them to watch that. We allowed them to watch it. Let me see. Sanja said, that sounds like me, slow, auntie. She thinks I'm old-fashioned, but I grew up with her and was listening to my wise grandmother, period. I'm not perfect, but I listened and looked at the results. Exactly. And I'm going to tell you something. And it is so true. If you guys don't believe me, you may not believe me because you grew up one way and I grew up another way. I grew up with my auntie, not my mother. When I was with my mother, I was misbehaving, but I wasn't a bad kid. But when I went and lived with my aunt, I didn't have little girls running around changing clothes and all this other stuff. So I didn't have to do that. I was okay wearing what I was wearing. So peer pressure is true and it's real. You know what I'm saying? So we listened to the other day where Naziah was texting Jarvis and saying that she had took Vira's, her brother's girlfriend, and now she was her B. And that was surprising. But, sometimes people talk a lot of talk. It doesn't mean it has to be true. It looks bad. And I'm going to tell you something. I was watching this judge, and every now and then, this judge would get just fed up with the more information that was coming. She just leaned her head back, was like, oh my God. Like, what the heck? All of this stuff. But I'm going to tell you guys something. There's more information that's going to come out. We're going to dig real deep. I'm going to get off of here. Go through my day. You guys, if you missed what was said in this video, go back, look at the videos, and get that information. Because when this court time comes for the court, you would have known every detailed information that you needed to know, so that if you dislike Shannon, you can dislike Shannon. If you dislike Anetta, you can dislike Annetta. But if you even dislike Jarvis's sister, Tajana, whatever her name is, Tajana, whatever. Moore says, I'm so lost. That's okay. You have to go back and listen to it, Miss Moore. You can dislike, but don't get mad at me because I don't dislike who you dislike. You may have a reason to dislike that person. Right now, I'm looking at the situation and I'm not. Only thing I see when it comes to Shannon is if she, and I won't say if, because she knew, because she said it. She said that Jarvis had told her about his past. And she decided since the state gave him a second chance, she was going to give him a second chance. And all hell broke loose. Now, would I would have done that? The minute he would have told me that he was charged and convicted of a 4-year-old baby or whatever, or a child, I really don't want to have anything to do with that person at all, because I believe there's people that can be redeem themselves, but I believe that those people, and this is just my belief, are very sick in the head, and just locking them up is not going to change them. You know what I'm saying? I think that they're sick and they need to do something very expeditiously, like chop their Peter off and make them take the pill for no sensation whatsoever, for the rest of their life, that they have to take a shot, that they get that they don't have no desires no more, because eventually, I'm gonna tell you guys something, and it makes me sick, and I'm not gonna tell you who it is, but every time I be at work, even this new job, I have to go in the morning and give pills to people, wake them up, sometimes take the blood sugar or whatever. It's called a fast blood sugar. But I go in this one room every morning when I'm at work, and I guarantee you, every time when I go in there, the person is masturbating. I kid you not, I'm in there and he's like, underneath the sheets, right? I don't get to see, but I see his hand moving, and I hear him. I hear him, and I'm like, oh my God! I'm like, hey, I'm here to give you your medicine, and he's looking at me like, get out of here! I'm, like, doggone it. Now, everybody have their rights, right? But it makes me uncomfortable. It makes me so uncomfortable that I have to go in there and still give this person, and they want to hold my hand and touch the pill, and I'm like, here, just open up your mouth, because you know what I'm saying? Look what you're doing, or whatever. I'm just saying. Sometimes there's people that they cannot, that desire is overwhelming, and they don't care. Yeah, he might even know I'm coming, and that's why because it's every morning. It's every morning. I'm like, oh my goodness gracious. It's just too much for me. So, I don't know what to do about it, but shoot. But they do have a shot. I know they got to have a shot by now that'll take that desire away. Freddie said, I don't know how true it is, but they've been said, once a peed, always a peed. I believe that too. I believe a person can change, but they got to have some kind of therapy, ongoing therapy for the rest of their life, to know what that person is thinking. And we don't do that. We just lock them up. They do 5 years. They get them a little education. They done learned what they did wrong the last time, so this time they ain't gonna do it. And we're just teaching them to be a more manipulating person. You know what I'm saying? And then this is the time, if they get caught, they say, just like this time, well, I'm not gonna leave no victim. She can't tell on me if she ain't around. And you know what? The last time you had DNA that came off of that person, or the baby caught chlamydia and all this other stuff. Well, now I'm gonna put a raincoat on, or now I'm just gonna do this in the mouth or whatever. I mean, they just get better at hiding what they're doing. It's kind of like when you're married. Not this husband, but my first husband. I would catch him cheating, and he would want to ask me, how did I know? Like, how did you know? And the minute I told him, how did I know? I was like, I went up to your job and your car, and I seen you leave and this, that, and the other. So now he knows not to leave the job in his car. He asked his partner, hey man, why don't we trade cars? You take my car, I'll take your car. And now I can't catch him no more because I'm waiting on his car to leave. His friend done parked in the back of the store because they worked at a store. So he'll go in the back of the store, get in his partner's car, go over to his mistress' house and do the hucklebuck, come back, park the car in the back, go back in. And I'll be like, I'm sitting in the front like, oh, I wonder if he's going to leave for lunch tonight. Well, he'd be like, oh, I didn't leave. They just learn what not to do. That's how they learn not to make mistakes. They didn't figure it out the first time. You guys, I'm just telling you. That's why when somebody asks me, how do you know? How do you know? I just tell him, just keep it up. I don't tell him how I know. I let him try to figure it out. Maybe by then, I don't know. Try to figure out how I know. But the thing about it is, and I'm just going to say this, that, some people give a cheater a second chance. And I've done that. I've gave a cheater a second chance, but guess what? They just cheat again. They just don't do it the same way they did it the last time. So, you guys can do what you want to do. You can tell your daughters to sit there and have a full conversation with the people and all this other stuff. But, I've told you guys this once before. I'm going to get off of here. But once you tell them, or once they get charged and have to do time, they're not going to come that same way again. They just not. And this is why Naziah is not here where we can find her. This is why. They gave this pedophile time to understand what he did wrong the first time. And only thing he did this time, he was in full blown, you guys. He was doing way too much. And Zan told you, it is very bizarre for this man that was charged as a pedophile prior to dating Shannon and having all these kids and being around these kids, to share a phone with his baby's mama and trying to mess around with the niece. And all on the same phone. Just messy. Just messy. He did not know if that girl was really deleting those messages or not. He really did not know if that was Shannon playing on the phone or not. I don't know what he thought. Unless, and this is what people may be mad about, Shannon was involved in this, trying to make him not only just a pedophile, but a pimp. You know what I'm saying? Because there must be a reason why he thought it was okay. He must thought maybe because Shannon was doing so much that he's showing Shannon, I can have you, I can have your mama, I can have your sister. Now Shannon doesn't have. Okay, hold on. Shannon was not the first twin that was with this young man. Marquita was the first twin that was with this man. And he decided, okay, your coochie's not as good as your sister's coochie. So now and then I heard that grandma had, so everybody had a little piece of him. And he just thought, well, shoot, they as bad as it gets. They can't say nothing about me and who I'm having sex with, because all of them is having sex with me. So it's okay for me to have sex with all of them. I'm just saying. Yes, Phyllis, all of them is messy. All of them. I'm finna get off of here. Y'all enjoy your Friday. I thank Tina for coming over here. And Tina's our mod, but sharing with us what she found out. I want to thank Phyllis D. Hart for the super chat. I want to thank Zan for calling in, sharing with us what's going on in the jail system, and he is not all happy with where he's at. He's crying. I'm telling you guys, I believe that this boy is going to tell the truth, and our mouths are going to open wide about what we did not know. And those people that's sitting lying, like just lying to be lying, like if Shannon is lying and she didn't know, okay, you going to jail. Grandma, if you lying and you knew, you're going to jail. Anita, if you lying, you're going to jail. If Nate, you lying, you're going to jail. But as of right now, we can speculate, but we are coming down with the facts. And that's settled that. You guys have a blessed Friday. Be good, be safe, and be nice to each other. Bye.